Hi everybody, it's me again. I didn't do a video yesterday, and people were like, "Are you gonna do a video tonight? Where's the video tonight?" Well, I didn't do one last night because there were substances. Actually, there are still substances. I'm having a great day. I'm having marshmallow vodka in my coffee, and I realize it's only 1 in the afternoon. But here's the thing: I have 2 kids, and I don't have just like 2 kids. I have like 2 really smart kids, and I'm not saying this in a braggy way. Anytime I hear somebody brag about how smart their kids are, I'm like, you idiot, you fool! It's not good to have smart kids because they get into everything and and they're always fighting with each other. And my 3 year old thinks she's 30. She's made this decision that she's going to go live with the other mother because the other mother makes chicken, like whole chickens, and has a train on the table. And it's totally worth it to have buttons sewn into your eyes because apparently I'm such a shitty mom. Anyway, but the kids are gone for an entire day and overnight at their grandparents' house. It's like the most beautiful thing. And I thought, I'm going to do something very grown up. I'm going to drink in the afternoon. So, the thing is, if people can do it in like Newport, Rhode Island, and it's just like, it's okay, that's because if you're rich, guys, if you're rich and you drink in the afternoon, it means that you are not extravagant. What's the word? You are eccentric. That's the word. Mm. Keeping in mind, this is the first cup of coffee and it's actually quite full, so I'm not drunk. That's not why I'm like this in my videos. I just am like this. Okay, where did we leave off? We left off at page 30. Look at this. It's a minute 38, 39. Well, if every time I update it, it's going to be later, so I shouldn't try to keep up with the counter. But it's a minute 45 now, and I'm already opening the book. I'm getting better at the Weatherman. I'm getting better at this. I did say to somebody on Twitter last night that I was going to wear a suit and tie. I didn't, but I did change at least into a shirt with sleeves. But much like a newscaster, I'm not wearing any pants. I'm kidding. I'm totally wearing pants. I'm not going to stand up to prove it because my zipper would be down. All right, so what has been happening up until this? Oh, let me just say, I'm calling these Jen Reads Twilights, and one of my friends was really smart-assed about it. He's like, you don't read the book at all, you just talk about it. Well, that's what, it's like a book report, okay? Ornament, it's like a book report. Okay, so we're on page 30. So Carrie has been attacked by Ziggy, who has an axe. And let's see, and we talked about his tattoo. She calls him a baby-faced psycho. I love that. I was so smart when I was writing this book. Um, So that she runs and the door opens and it hits her in the face and she falls on the floor and then the axe goes flying and then she says, 2 thoughts went through my mind when I first saw the man who'd stepped through the door. The first was, holy crap. He'd stopped the axe that was just centimeters from striking his very broad chest, catching the blade between his palms before the juvenile delinquent who'd thrown it could finish his shouted warning. My second thought was also, holy crap. Okay, so here is the thing when I wrote Nathan. I was in love with Gerard Butler, and I do this thing with celebrities where I go, oh, I just love such and such celebrity. I just think they're so awesome because they're not very well known. It's like this hipster part of my brain that will develop crushes on people that people don't know their names. And I would just become slavishly devoted. Oh my God, J-Lo. I loved before she was J-Lo. I was like, I love Jennifer Lopez. Have you heard of Jennifer Lopez? Oh my God, she's so pretty. She's so funny. I just love Jennifer Lopez. And everybody's like, who's Jennifer Lopez? Oh, that girl in that movie. Oh, okay. I was devoted to her. And then she got really famous. I'm like, fuck that bitch. I don't like her anymore. So that's exactly how I am with everybody I've done that with. I'm trying to think. Kevin Spacey was one. And then when he got famous, then I just like made it my mission to make fun of all of his fans. But I couldn't help it because there'd be like all these women on these different loops and they'd be like, oh my God, he's the most perfect actor ever. Oh my God, he's so fantastic. And then like you'd just be like, I think he's gay. And everybody would just like lose their how dare you? How very dare you? It's they were so touchy. You couldn't help but poke the badger with a stick. They're the badgers and I'm the honey badger. I don't give a shit. Let's see. So anyway, but yeah, so Gerard Butler, I was in love with him. I was like, he's the most perfect. He's going to be this huge star. He's going to be so awesome. Everybody, and it kind of has come true because he's like the 300, which was really obnoxious because when they showed his butt in the 300, I look and everybody that was in the aisle with me was my friends because we went to see it on IMAX. and they all were looking at me to like see my reaction. And I'm like, it's a butt. I'm not a butt person. And by that time I was over him because he was like the star of this major movie, so he was no longer a big deal to me. I only like them when they're not famous. When they get famous, I'm done. So I was envisioning Gerard Butler when I wrote Nathan, but now if they did a movie, I would probably not want him to be Nathan because he looks really kind of bloated lately. I mean, I realize I'm sitting here, like Moonface is sitting here saying bloated, but I don't know, he looks like he's a drunk. He's insulting everybody today. I'm in a really mean. Oh my god! I've had like 2 sips of this coffee and now I'm a mean drunk. Okay. Um. So she sees him and she's like, "Holy crap! This guy is super hot." And he's like, "I'm so sorry." Keeping in mind these books were written before David Tennant was the Doctor, and he's saying, "I'm so sorry." Um. So he's going. She's gonna try to leave, and he's like, "Do you need anything? Do you need an ambulance?" And she's all pissed off at him, and Ziggy's like, "She's a vampire," and they get into this argument, and Ziggy goes upstairs, um, and then let's see, that's when Nathan and Carrie meet. Aw, it's a meet cute, except for there was a flying axe, and someone almost died. Let's see, He has gray eyes. I think later in the books, I might have accidentally switched his eye color to green. Ask any writer, eye color is the hardest thing to keep straight. So she's really attracted to him, probably because he's a vampire. Let's see. He has a Scottish accent. The Scottish accents are hot. Let's see. She was distracted by his perfect mouth. I mean, like, I think I was psychotically in love with Gerard Butler when I was writing this. Let's see. Then he's like, we got a lot to talk about. And Ziggy thinks he's a vampire hunter. And he starts telling her about all these rules and stuff that are going on. And he's like, you can't leave because this will only end badly. And then they talk about why she thinks she's a vampire and why he thinks she's a vampire. And then he's like, we can tell our own kind. I can already tell you're a vampire. I can just tell. And then she's like, oh, you're a vampire? And he's like, yeah. And that's when she should be like, oh, well, of course you're a vampire because you're Scottish and hot and, awesome looking and you have fast reflexes and grabbed an axe before it hit you. And, which isn't that a cool way to introduce a character? I gotta say, kudos, Judd Armentrout. You are a good writer to introduce the hero of the story. I guess he's not really a hero because it's not a romance, but like the romantic figure of the story by him like grabbing an axe out of the air because he's badass. Then let's see. She tries to leave. It doesn't work out. I hope you're not naked because I have YouTube on recording. Are you naked? Very much so. Okay. Well, my husband just got out of the shower, so my husband's awesome too, and he's also very hot, but I wouldn't throw an axe at him to test my theory. Because he wouldn't catch it and it would hit him and he would be crying forever and ever more. Remember that time you threw an axe at me because he can't let shit go. Okay, let's see. Chiseled, handsome planes of face. Oh yeah, this is a good part. Okay. The chiseled, handsome planes of his face were twisted, and the skin blah blah. Rewind. The chiseled, handsome planes of his face were twisted, the skin stretched tight over a sharp, bony snout. Long fangs glinted in the dim light. He looked the way John Doe had just before he'd ripped my throat open like a birthday present. The vampires look awful. They look terrible when their faces like change so that they can eat. They're just yucky. I kind of thought like maybe like a dragon, like a pig dragon. Does that? Yeah. Everyone knows what a pig dragon is. That makes, yeah, like a cross between a pig and a dragon, but with human skin over it, and kind of like not like on Beetlejuice when Alec Baldwin's face stretches way out and then he has to like push it back, but like something similar, like maybe just a little bit, but like porcine with like teeth. Um, so then that's what he does. Woo! Goodness me, computer is all kinds of not cooperating. Then then he's like, yeah, why don't you come inside and we're gonna figure this shit out because you're a vampire. Surprise, you're a vampire. And then that takes us to chapter 3, and chapter 3 will be the movement. Oh yeah, and I should probably introduce myself too. Not that like if you're watching this, you probably this is like the third one I've posted, so you probably already know. But Jennifer Armentrout, author of The Turning, Blood Ties Book 1, The Turning, Weatherman. I still can't do it. Oh, hang on. All right, see. Oh, I even messed that one up. I mean, I lined it up perfect. There is no career for me as a weatherman. That's what we've discovered today. But that was part 2 of chapter 2 of The Turning. So what do we have happening now? Carrie has been attacked by John Doe in the morgue. She starts turning into a vampire, and unlike some people, doesn't like try to think of like every other possible explanation. She lands on vampire pretty quickly. What's my dog? Oh, I have a few minutes so I can show you. This is really exciting. I'm building a Cyberman helmet. Not to wear, just to like have. But this is we're at stage paper mache is dry on my Cyberman. So I've got to like sand him and paint him and stuff. But yeah. If you notice, he's one of the old style Cybermen with the spout on his head where the steam, I'm trying to get it so you can see it, where the steam comes out. Toot toot. But yeah. I will put instructions on my blog when he's all finished on how to make a Cyberman head if you want to know that. But yeah, so that was chapter 2 of Blood Ties Book 1, The Turning, the greatest vampire novel of all time. I'll see you for chapter 3.